In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Okie dokie. Let's get this party started.
Yes. I think I'm
Trying
going to
to-
stay stuck on live on mine because I'm not getting any feedback on my side. So I'm going to leave
How?
it.
How do you mean?
I'm going to leave my live running because people have
On
joined.
TikTok?
So I don't want. Yeah.
Ah. Okay, I think I can also, but if let me see if I try to leave mine as well and see if there will be any counter echo.
Yes.
Hi, has anybody joined?
Yes, I have 5 viewers
the
now.
screen. Okay. You mean on TikTok or?
Yes.
Okay, how about on YouTube? Do you know if anybody has joined?
Let me check. Two watching. We have 2 people watching now at the moment.
Hi, people. Hi, those of you who are already watching. Hi, start sharing the link already. I think I should also start sharing the link on my socials.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for my TikTok fam, if you want to see my host or the other person I'm doing this TikTok live with, she is Kelechi. So you can go on her YouTube page, Kelechi Ibilichi, right? Yeah,
Yep,
Kelechi.
that's correct.
Kelechi Ibilichi. To check out what we are talking about. Today's topic is the struggles of the immigrant child in Germany and how you as a parent can help your child in Germany. So she's going to be asking me the questions and you can listen and follow us on YouTube and on TikTok. Yes.
You know. So maybe let's wait till 05 or 10 and then we can already begin. But in the
We lost connection, it seems. We lost connection, it seems.
Yeah, I think for a moment those. But yours is stable, right?
I hope connection, it seems. I hope mine is stable.
Oh no. Okay, it seems stable now.
Okay, great.
It seems stable now, so let's see.
Can you guys see me?
So let me try to already share this link. Hi guys. Hi.
Yes. Hi everyone.
Okay, I think I'm gonna need help with sharing this thing to myself. Maybe can you use your other phone to share the link with me so that I can repost it?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you.
Share. Copy link.
All right, thank you.
Let me also share that on my WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to see my host, because we're not able to do that TikTok live, but if you want to see my host, she is on YouTube. Okay, I was trying to have both of us on, but I think once in a while I will swap the camera so you guys can see the person that I'm working with. And let me see. This social media thing is not easy. It's not for the weak.
Oh my God, tell me about it. All right. Hello guys. Oh, people are already in the live chat. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hey. Good evening. Guys, tell us where you're joining from, okay? this is supposed to be an interactive one. It's not just me and Phoebe that will be talking all the way. So you guys,
yes.
please let's know where you're joining us from tonight.
And ask your questions. We'll be picking up
A
your
lot
questions.
of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Ask a lot of them.
So
Okay.
today's live is about, let me say it again, struggles of the immigrant child. Look at me acting like I'm the host. I'm not.
Don't worry, shine, baby, shine.
Shine, baby, shine. Fill this earth with the Father's glory. A lot of people don't know that I have a really goofy side. I don't take myself serious. So today's title is Struggles of the Immigrant Child Abroad, the Roles of Immigrant Parents. Okay. And as of course, your favorite imported child, I'm here to give you the details of what our parents did right and what they could have done better, and what you as a parent in Germany can do to to support your child, to push your child through the German system, to make them a good member of society. Yeah. Yes, this is what we're talking about.
To avoid them being societal misfits.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to actually take a picture that I would use for Instagram right now. So
okay.
Yeah. Guys, you can go ahead to share the link with your friends, okay? And let them know, because we're trying to like stall and buy some time so that some people are here before we get talking, so that we don't they don't lose out on important information, right?
Okay.
So just give me a moment. I'm just trying to reshare the link, and then you have my full attention and I yours.
Hi, I think it's 777. Hi, Accra Butterfly. Hi, Jifa. Look at the number 9 girl saying Zifa. Hi, Jifa. Sorry. Hi, Vikon. Okay, now I need to figure out how I can change the setting that I have done.
What setting is that?
Because I set it the way that I could invite someone, but I think maybe I should end the live and restart. Hold on.
On your TikTok, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Just give me one moment. I hope you all are having a nice start to your week already.
Yes, thankfully and gratefully to God.
Right.
That's one of the things that I was worried about, because I had such an early start today. And guess where I went? I went to Art House.
Really?
My first stop of the day was Art House.
Okay.
But if you have an appointment, things go really fast. So.
Yeah. And there's something that really baffles me about Germany. I think I saw a meme the other day. Your appointment is for 10 a.m., for example, and this happens mostly in a hospital, though.
Yeah.
And also sometimes in public offices. Your appointment is in fact, it happens in public offices as well. Your appointment is for 10 and you come there at 10, but you have to wait. Why?
I don't know.
That thing really baffled me, to be honest. Like, what is it? Why then? You just told me, okay, come between so and so time, and then when there's a slot, you hop in.
No, but I think last week I did my specific doctor's runs, where I went to a doctor. Like, I went to see my HNO, I went to see my eye doctor, I went to see my house arts, and the week before, I think 2 weeks before, I went to do my blood build. So the only place I waited much longest was the Augenarzt. For some reason, it was so full, and this little girl was crying because they were asking her to do the blood Augendruckmessung, and I think she's scared of machines. Madam said we will not hear what that day.
How old is the child?
Exactly. I think that's the one I spent the most time. But the house arts where I expected to spend like the whole morning, that was done within an hour. Yes, I was done even less than an hour. And then when I went, the person ahead of me was already in the room. So I just waited like 5 to 10 minutes before they finished. And then mine also went quick because it's just control. So I think
Phoebe.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short, my darling. Someone just pointed out. Hi, Fedos. She says, did you guys plant the green outfit? Looks good. Thank you, but certainly not.
So
We
this is what
didn't.
I want to work. I came to do sound check, and Madam is also wearing green.
Oh my God. Honestly, like it was a surprise. Hi, Ayomiku. Hi, Simply Odi. Hi, Marianne. Marianne says she's representing from Ghana. Hi.
Hi,
You guys are wearing my country's
she is
color.
for life.
Okay,
Thank
now.
you.
She's
No, so
gonna
wait,
wear.
Fidel's is still in Ghana, and Marian is which one was the another? Marian is
Marianne
also
is
in
Team
Ghana.
Ghana. Simply
Salute,
Odi is
salute, salute, salute.
apparently Team Nigeria. She said we're
So
wearing our
Okolo
country's
Chukwuemeka,
color.
hello to them. He spoke German, so disqualified.
Hello,
Mhm.
Chukwemeka.
Ah,
Yo,
see now because you're wearing green and I even wore white on top, so green, white, green. No worries, take that one. Take it, take it.
she's not
Simply,
anti-family.
simply, Odi, I'll answer your question in a bit.
Okay, can
Simply,
you
Odi,
bring
that's
down
actually
secondary
the topic
school?
for today. I got you. Which
Yeah.
the secondary school system in Germany? I got you today. I got you.
All right. Okay, I think we have a substantial number of people that we can start clashing with. Oda?
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Shao. Thank you, Shao.
Okay. First things first. I need to hold on a second. I don't know if it's still worth it just streaming on TikTok already, or I should just look up and then do this on here. What do you think?
Join on TikTok, Sha,
Because
because we're having a nice stream of people. Da Costa, you're welcome. Sorry, I've been on YouTube, acknowledging the YouTube guest. So Agnes, you're welcome. Da Costa, you're welcome. So today's topic, as I said, the one that I ended, was that we are doing the life in Germany for parents. Thank you, AJ Ofuriwa. Thank you. So we are talking about the immigrants' children and their struggles and how to navigate the life here as the parents. Okay, so yes, Mame, I'm still seeing you as the viewer. Thank you. Mwah. My friend, my friend. Another one, Marian, could you address the German education system, how you dealt with it? Come from the Ghanaian educational system.
yeah.
Okay, yes. Well, Kelechi has your questions, so I think it's on the list.
I have all the questions, you guys.
Yes.
I think we can already start with a little bit of teaser, while others are still coming around.
Yes.
So, Phoebe, first off,
Yes.
thank you once again for being a part of this. Thank you.
Of course, you're one of my
All
favorite
right,
girls.
so my head was swear. Thank you, darling. Thank you. So we're just going to do like a couple of questions just to ease up. We already eased, to be honest, but just to pass time basically before people come in, right? Just some little nonsense, nothing serious. So the first one goes like this. Have you ever forgotten to bring, cash is king in Germany. We all know that. Have you ever forgotten to bring cash to a store in Germany only to find out that they don't take cards? And how did you feel about that?
Not once, not twice, not thrice.
1,000 times.
1,000 times. Listen, this no cash, no card system in Germany these days. I'm thinking it's because of money laundering. They should check themselves.
Tell
They
me
should
about
check
it.
themselves. Have they seen Switzerland? Have they seen
Girl.
Switzerland will allow you to pay with your phone, with any kind of plastic and line? No going to stand up plastic, they'll slap. But I'm saying like with your card, they even have shops specifically telling you that we do not take cash. Okay.
Wow.
So when I especially when you go to the nail salons, I don't take cards. And sometimes I genuinely forget that I need to carry cash with me to go to the stores, And then I get there, they're like, keine Karten zahlen. Warum nicht? Warum nicht?
Like, no, the funny thing is that the annoying thing is not even funny. The annoying thing is that there's no concrete reason why not. I can understand if you tell me
money laundering.
Because when you go to Afro shops, right, and you want to buy stuff, they'll tell you carton talong, absence oil, absent oil. That's kind of short. But telling me you don't accept cards at all, Anyway,
I think when they say that absent oil, it makes me feel like maybe they have to pay fees per transaction, so it doesn't make sense for them
high cost of. Yes, I totally understand that.
Yes.
But not when you tell me pump and plain, like I am not taking card. I really feel like it's not fair to people who don't like. Personally, I find it hard to always have cash with me somehow. But I've started learning maybe small €5 or €10, but I'm not one to carry cash in my purse. And it really gets on my nerves when I have to, always
One
have
thing
to
I
draw money
started
to
to be
stuff.
doing these days is using the cash system in Germany now as a way to not spend like I don't get hit
No,
because this my mom used to call it shoe sha. The
what's that?
swiping shoe
Ah,
sha
so,
shoe. This shoe
almost.
sha business, and it should be like Copperban. Copperban means go to the ATM. Like the ban in France is the wall. So when she
Mm-hmm.
says go hit the wall, she means go and bring cash from the ATM. Copperban.
Mm.
Well, that's everything. Shoe sha Copperban. So I told myself that every week I'll take out only €50. And to the glory of the Lord, the God I serve, I still
Mm-hmm.
have €10 and some tekfechte and some coins from last week's €50.
I'm
But
proud
of
of
course,
you.
I'm not going to tell you that when I went to DM, I paid with card. I'm not going to tell you that when
Like, and
all
to
the
be
other
honest,
expenses I've made this week and last week were all way over €200 and everything was cashless. So yes, the no cash system in
paying
Germany.
with card really helps me to track my expenses better.
True. And you have a good banking app, they tell you where you
I
spent
lost
it.
you.
So, oh, hold on, because I can hear you. So when you pay with card and you have a good banking app, they'll tell you where you spent what, and they categorize it for you. But when you do it with cash, you'd have to sit down and write everything
Yeah,
by yourself. So yeah, with that, Germany is kind of
exactly.
lagging behind with the no cash system. Means those. I hope they can actually force these stores to. Yeah, thank you for the heart, Ajo Frewa. Rita S.
Let
Brew,
me
you're
see.
welcome.
I don't see that happening.
Anthony
Okay, another
T, my
question
two
would be if you
superwomen,
could
Wonder Women.
undo one embarrassing moment in Germany.
Embarrassing moments are
Oh, the
plenty.
network is lying. Can you hear me?
My embarrassing moments, guys. So when I was, I believe, 15, I was riding the bike and I was
Mm-hmm.
having cornrows. And I had those thick cornrows, and I think it was all back. Yeah, it was all back, but you couldn't tell me nothing.
Mm.
And I used to live in Sindelfingen. I don't know if any of you know
Reply.
Sindelfingen. Yeah, Sindelfingen is one of the
Where is
Mercedes
that?
plant base, like Mercedes factory bases in
Okay.
Stuttgart, or in the outskirts of Stuttgart. It's about 20 kilometers away from Stuttgart. And that's why I
Mm.
schooled and I went to school. What's why I schooled and went to, but that's why I schooled and stayed and grew up basically. So I was in Sindelfingen and I was going to school. And the funny thing is, from my house to my school was one straight road. Why didn't Madame just walk to school? But obviously I'd overslept. I was rushing, so I took the bike. And as I
Mm-hmm.
started the story, telling that my cornrows were thick. I couldn't wear the helmet on top of my bike. My head already is big. So now the story gets two parts. All right. So,
Okay.
and there was a bus stop right in front of this school called Gottlieb Daimler Schule. By the way, Gottlieb Daimler is one of the people who founded Daimler, as in the Daimler Mercedes that we know.
Yeah.
Gottlieb
Yeah.
Daimler Schule.
Mercedes,
And
yeah.
yeah, so it's a training school. And these kids or these teenies were standing outside. Those who were smoking. Those who were chatting. And then my bike, because I was in a hurry, I was, ringing the bell and everything. But I think the people didn't really listen or didn't, take notes or take notice of it. So
Mm-hmm.
my bike lenkrad, the steer, hooked someone's backpack, the strap.
Oh.
And in panic, he threw his bag off because something has hooked his bag, obviously.
Yeah.
But then as he
Mm-hmm.
threw that off, it also threw me off my bike. And
Hey.
in that moment, nothing happened to me. But
Okay.
what happened to me is colossal embarrassment. So in that moment, I fell off the bike, and there were about at least 50 children standing at this bus stop.
Jesus Christ. No.
Exactly.
50,
You know
50,
what
50
Phoebe
foreign
did? I just
children.
closed my
Oh
eyes
my
like I
God.
fainted. I
Oh my
closed my
God.
eyes like I had fainted. And then this man, this good Samaritan man, I still remember his face so well. This man was like, hi, hi, hey, hello, 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 bist du wach, steh auf, wach auf. I'm like, I was
you know me you're talking
awake.
to.
I was like, bro, let me just like beg. In my mind, I just felt like I wish I could lay there so everybody had dispersed their classes so I can just gingerly carry my bike and go home. And you know what happened? They called a Krankenwagen. Krankenwagen came and they
It wasn't
rushed me.
serious.
It wasn't serious. I was fine just because
Oh,
I acted like I
they
had
thought
fainted.
no, they thought because of your drama, they assumed it was that bad.
Yes, because of my trauma. So
Oh my god.
they took me to Silverfinger Krankenhaus, and with my backpack, everything, they called my parents, and the police came first. They were like, nothing happened. Why weren't you wearing a helmet? I said, by my cup was the passage of my cup. And the way the police woman looked at me, that was the second embarrassing thing about the whole thing. I was like, we were just looking at each other. So those are probably that's probably the most embarrassing thing that has happened to me in this Germany. The bike accident.
I can imagine. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine was way embarrassing, but that was as a child in Nigeria. I'd rather not talk about that here. Trust me.
If not
Anyway,
that you're
I don't
running on
know.
time schedule, I would have poked you to tell us.
Please, no.
Mhm.
So I don't know. What do you think? Do we already start? Because I feel like some
Yeah.
people are already engaged in the comment and they really want us to, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean the topic needs no introduction, right? So we're going to go headlong straight down already. So the first thing, okay, if you're joining on TikTok, hi, I'm currently on the live with Phoebe on YouTube. So please join my YouTube live right now with the link in my bio. Okay. So Phoebe, the first thing we're going to talk about is like the German education system, like
Mhm.
opportunities and challenges for African
Yeah.
children. And the first thing I want to ask is if you could briefly explain how the German education system works for kids, right? Especially
Mhm.
regarding the division between the academic path and the vocational training path.
Okay. So let's start with your child as a toddler. Okay. So you give birth to your child. This question is for Marion as well. So Marion, listen. You the first few years, usually your child stays home with you. But if you are working, your child goes to something called Krippe. Okay, Kinderkrippe. No, that's not kindergarten. That is different from kindergarten. This is just a way of keeping your child um taking care of him or her taken care of before they start kindergarten. So Krippe is like the crib. And in Ghana, we call something like this crèche. Okay, crèche is not kindergarten. Okay, so by age 3, they start kindergarten. That is KG for the other English speakers. So kindergarten, KG. And then usually by the 6th year, they start Grundschule. Grundschule means basic school. That is the direct translation. Grundschule, basic school. From West Africa, we'll say primary school or, yeah, Grundschule. So hold on, I'm checking my light settings. I'll take it. Thank you. Grundschule. So
Where's the internet issue coming from? Is the internet
my
from my side or yours? It seems to be
my
freezing.
okay, I think
Is
my
yours
side should be
clearer?
sick.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Because it's kind of freezing a little bit. Like I can't hear you very well. It's freezing a bit.
Okay. Let's ask the
Yeah.
group YouTube family. How is the
Yeah, let's
internet doing?
ask them if it's
Because
yeah.
on TikTok, are you guys hearing
Guys,
me
how's the
correctly?
internet? Oh, you're welcome, Anthony. Please, what's the internet like at your end, guys? Can you hear us well?
Yes. So on TikTok, they're saying yes, they can see me, you can hear me.
Then that means it's from my end. Oh man.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's when you're speaking, it's like frozen from my end.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's strange.
Okay, but let's continue and see what happens.
Okay. So, going back, your child starts krippe. That is optional. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, obviously your child will not be going to krippe. But kindergarten could also be optional, but usually you already want your child to go to kindergarten anyway, so kindergarten. And then Grundschule, basic school. Basic school, unlike in the West African countries where we have 6 classes, we only do 4 classes. So erste Klasse, zweite Klasse, dritte Klasse, vierte Klasse. Now, I need you to pay attention because usually your child is around 9 years when they are in 4th grade. And then this is where they decide, the teachers assess the child to decide which of the secondary schools the child will be going to, okay?
Mhm.
And this is why once your child gets to the second half of the zweite class, you as the parent, you have to buckle up a bit and see how your child is doing so that whatever is fixable can be fixed in the 3rd grade and your child can be used to whatever you have fixed in 3rd grade for him to go through 4th grade. So that by the first semester of 4th grade, your child knows what to do. Okay, and you also know where you want to go to with your child. So this Grundschule is very, very, very important. Later, I'll come to what the kids learn in kindergarten and everything, okay? So after the 4th grade, we have 3 different types of secondary schools. The lowest, I'm saying lowest, because for that, you don't have to have a high pass mark, okay? Your average can be from 3.0 going. You know, the German school system starts from 1 to 6. 1 is the best grade, 6 is the worst. So if your child's average is, you know, also depending on where you are, which region you are in, because Schulsache, also Schülersache ist, oder Schulsache, Bildungssache ist Ländersache. It's according to your state, according to your region. That's how the state says it. Bildungssache, educational matters are specifically to each region. Okay. So according to your child's average, the teachers now will give you a recommendation to which of the secondary schools the child goes to. So the list is Hauptschule. Hauptschule, you finish at class 9. After class 9, you do your final exams. And it's not really a final exam like that. They just write a bunch of tests, actually. And then their overall mark is done. And then your child can learn a trade. Usually, it's a technical trade or a trade like carpentry, timmerman, like trades that do not require so much, how do I put it? So much, I don't want to say intellectual input, but too much reading,
Like
writing.
not so mentally challenging.
It's more practical.
Okay.
It's more practical. Okay, so that is Hauptschule. They finished by year 9, and that is what JSS 3 in our system, right?
Okay.
So they're junior secondary school leavers. They learn a trade, and they're good to go.
Okay.
The next one, and in some states, it's not called Hauptschule, it's called Werkrealschule.
Okay.
So it depends on where you are and how they decided to name it. That's what you would get. And then in other, the next one is Realschule. That's everywhere we call it Realschule. Now the Realschule, you go up to class 10. That extra 1 year makes a big difference. So the things you learn in Hauptschule are a bit easier. Realschule is a little bit harder. Okay, so Hauptschule you get more like, let's say, liquid food. Realschule, you get thicker foods. And then in Gymnasium, you get meat, fish, bones. Okay, let me put it that way. So Realschule, you have different subjects, you have more subjects, you have more flexibility in things to choose from. And you finish after year 10. And with Realschule, what you can do is you can also learn a trade or you can do top-ups, like 2 years more to go to Gymnasium level. Okay, so that's why a lot of people tell you I have mittlere Fachhochschulreife. That is Realschulabschluss. Okay, and then now we come to Gymnasium.
Excellent.
Gymnasium, you go either depending on how many years you're supposed to do in school. Some people they'll do 8 years in school, some people do 9 years in school. So it goes either class 12 or class 13. So after that, usually we are the ones with the Abitur. Wir sind die Abiturienten. Abitur, you can either be an abiturient or a abiturient after you've done the top up from Realschule, or you're from Hauptschule, you have done your 1 year top up for Realschule, and then you've done another 2 years top up for gymnasium. So it's all possible. You can always build up on it, okay? So that is how it is. So gymnasium is what in Ghana would call, or in other countries would call, the grammar school. It's much harder. And you can do the science, usually you can do the science profile, the language profile, the social sciences. Yes. So after that year, you have your A level, the Abitur, and then you can enter into university straight. So if your child goes into gymnasium immediately and your child can stay there, then you know the path your child is towing. Of course, you can go to gymnasium and still say that I don't want to go to university. I still want to do an Ausbildung. Auch das ist nicht verkehrt. Das darfst du machen. But it's just that with gymnasium, you have more options than with Realschule or Hauptschule. So that is the basic setup of the German school system. That is the basic one that all all the states have, okay? We all have the same thing, but either the schools will be called differently, or depending if your child has special needs, something might be different, but the basic thing is these 3 secondary schools based on Grundschule, KG, and all that. Yeah.
Okay, good. That was very clear. Thank you. So there's a concern that is top on mind of lots of immigrants' parents, and that is because we hear a lot that some teachers heavily influence like where their students eventually go to. They go to Realschule, Gymnasium, or what have you, right? So how can parents influence this decision as well, especially parents who are career driven, right, or academia driven? Like, how can they ensure that their child eventually toes this path via a gymnasium, and regardless of what the teachers say or whatever? Like, I mean, how can the parents influence this?
Okay, so Agatha, hello, what about IGS? I don't know what you mean by IGS. You mean Gesamtschule? Okay, with Gesamtschule, oh yes, Gesamtschule is also a possibility where they put Hauptschule, Realschule, and Gymnasium, all of them in one school. So Gesamtschule, general school, all of Unamash, mix and match.
Yeah,
but
I've heard about that. Yeah, Gesamtschule.
In Gesamtschule, they still do selections, okay? Some children want to go to Gesamtschule at all costs because they're like, not so much training, but it's a lie. They are still watching. Okay, so now let's go to Keloshi's question. It's actually 2 questions in one. How can a parent influence the path of their children? And 2, is it true that teachers can navigate, or let me say, steer the child's? So before a teacher would give a recommendation, that's thing a lot of parents don't know. Before a teacher would give a recommendation as to where your child goes, they actually analyze your child's background. They analyze your child's behavior and your child's strengths and weaknesses. So it's not always, mein Sohn hat eine Eins. Mein Sohn hat eine Eins. They already know that your son has a 1 because of the friends he is with now. But if those friends are not there with him in that school, your son is going to fail. So they'll tell you no, even if your child, yes. And a lot of immigrant parents, they don't understand that. So let me, I'm not protecting the teachers. Of course, I'm the first person to tell you that teachers are racist. If you watch my video about how my math teacher was racist to me, I will tell you they are racist. Okay, so there are racist ones, but a good teacher analyzes this in a very, how do I put it?
As objective as possible.
As objective, and there are different elements that play in here. So sometimes they know that, okay, maybe the child is doing well now because there's an aide in school helping the child. But if the child should go to gymnasium where the child is supposed to be independent, and that aide should fall off, the child might not make it. And some of you parents, you don't speak any German, so you don't have the vim to go and ask any questions. Please let us tell each other the truth. You yourself, you know you can't push your child. Don't go and let that child suffer bad grades, and then your child will be in gymnasium, they will drop down to Realschule, and they'll lose the interest and even drop to Hauptschule. If you're not lucky, they'll not even finish Hauptschule. Bitte nein. Lass das Kind in Ruhe. Frag dein Kind, ask your child, was willst du später machen? If your child says, I want to be a pilot, you tell them, dann musst du aufs Gymni, damit du Physik machen kannst, damit du keine Ahnung, die ganzen Naturwissenschaften machen kannst, und dann studieren kannst und dann kannst du Pilot werden. You also have to sit down as a parent and ask yourself, what kind of subject what does my child need to make it to whatever career goal they have set? If you're a parent like mine, where they'll be like, follow your interest. You want to speak languages, go and do Latin. I did Latin, so say I carry an award for Latin. Ask me where's the Latin award. I chopped money.
Oh my goodness.
I did Spanish. Habla español, habla español. Oh, sí, habla español. I don't have forget half of the español. Obligado todo. Nada, not a single español is left in this brain. You get it? But if I like, because it's true, if you have interest, you get the grades, and then you can take off the rest later. All right. So it's either you're like my people say, follow your interest, but make sure that the core subjects, math, German, and one scientific subject, you have done well, that you have at least a 2-point average, then you're good. But you also, as the parent, you have to be open-minded, approach the teachers. And also the teachers, the thing is, if they realize that you are a parent who is put together, who knows and is worth their salt, they will not mess with you.
That's what I wanted to
because they will try. They will try, but when you realize that you're worth your salt, they will not mess with you. So that's another thing. Integration in Germany is key in so many areas. And also you yourself integrating like socially into the parents group. I'm not saying go and be best friends with them, but be open so that when they are talking, you can hear what is going on. It's not that it's time for Elton Abbott PTA meeting and your child is the one going with you to explain things to you. That is a red flag. And that is why your child will not go to gymnasium. If you're not even lucky, they'll report you for overburdening the child. So, yeah. And if you are a career-driven parent, there are different kinds of programs in schools that your child can do. So we have Nachhilfe in the Schule, Hausaufgabenbetreuung. I used to be the one giving the Hausaufgabenbetreuung. So after school, sometimes, I think it started at 2:30. It was my part-time job. You know, I like money. So I'll sit in front of the class. I like being the teacher for those 2 hours. So I'll sit in front of the class and the kids will be doing their homework. And then they can come ask you questions. And they were grouped according to their classes. So I was in class 5 to 7 because if you ask me class 8 question, maybe I'll just get angry. Let me stay with the younger ones because there are questions I can always answer. But literally, many schools can set up things or do actually set up things like this. So your child will stay there probably till 4:30, till 5 o'clock. And then there are some kids who also do Sprachförderung. So because they are not good in German, as in their German that they speak is not good. It's just I realize your child has a deficiency when it comes to their German prowess. They also register for that class as well. If the school does not have anything, but you are a career parent, meaning that you get the money, you are getting the money, you got the l'argent, then please go and Google Schüler Nachhilfe and take your child there. That's after school, they walk to Schüler Nachhilfe, they take their math homework, their science homework, whatever homework they have, and you book it according to subjects and according to days. So if you want your child to come twice in a week, they go for mathematics. If you want your child to go 3 times in a week, 1 time mathematics, 1 time English, 1 time Deutsch, they go for those Schüler Nachhilfe genau. So these are things that you can do to help your child, to push your child in the German system.
Okay.
And it is possible, of course, to change between Hauptschule and Realschule. It's possible to change. So, okay, well, it's not possible for every child. So when I first came to Germany, I did Vorbereitungsklasse, and that is the preparation class. So, of course, I was young, I was 12. And you can stay in Vorbereitungsklasse till I think you were 16. And every child was entitled to 1 year of Vorbereitungsklasse. I think at least you could stay a year there. But I wasn't feeling okay there. So I stayed there only 3 months. And then they took me to Hauptschule. In Hauptschule, I said, these people, their head don't block, I'm telling you. Because I was in a village. I'm not saying Hauptschule are dumb, but I was in a village where they were doing different. Yes. And also in Ghana, I was in a private school. And I think someone asked, how do you transition from private school, the schooling system in Ghana to the schooling system in Germany. The good thing about Ghanaian school is that Ghana schools will teach you discipline and competition.
Okay.
Because they will read out Esther 100 over 100. But Phoebe had 100 over 120 over 100. Can you imagine? Clap for her, and Phoebe will be like, come.
And you'll be swelling.
They don't do that in Germany though, because in Germany they'll probably believe that should we don't embarrass other kids and everything. And in Ghana, if you misbehave, they'll whip you. So if it was 10 over 10 and you got 5 over 10, that's 5 nakim. It's lashes. So because I don't want to be lashed, because this cane had to stay smooth. Yes, in a private school, like my parents were paying school fees for these people to beat me for free.
Wow.
Anyways, yes. Oh, there wasn't corporal punishment in Nigeria.
Well, there was, but then I'm just like, I mean, I can relate to it, right? And that's why I'm also in shock. Like, okay, you reach everybody, no layers.
No. Like my parents were paying money, and these people were punishing us for only what they know. But those teachers, let me mention their names because maybe they are watching. Mr. Main, I'm doing live, Mr. Main. I'm doing live, Mr. Main. Where are you?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
My class teacher, that woman terrorized my life a little, you know. Wow. Mr. Main,
crazy stuff.
But Mr. Main was my favorite teacher, though. He was my boo, slow key, but the stress was too much. I beg. So, yeah, that discipline and that sense of I need to prove something. Also, well, that was more like an outward thing, but in Germany, your child has to develop it for themselves. Because if you use that kind of pressure on your child in Germany, it's either you or you get out. But in Ghana, it's already been instilled in us. So when we come, we do not want to fail. We are scared of failing. So we'll sit our bum down and read, okay? But if that discipline is instilled wrongly, your child will come to Germany and will relax because they realize that na dem be the yoga.
But sorry to cut you short. I have a German friend, and we've had this sort of not exactly deep into school system in Germany and stuff, but she made me understand that the Germans are built in such a way that, I mean, it comes from a place of fear. Like they're built to, how do I put this now? Like they're built to not be relaxed, but rather to like strive to always be the very best. So I'm like wondering, like, I mean, there's that, and then there's this as well. I don't know if you get where I don't know. I'm trying to.
So that is very. I think I talked about this in my 20 years video.
Okay.
I think for us Ghanaians, we are performers, but it's more like eye service performers. We don't go in depth with what's, and that's why we chew and pour. Chew, pour, and forget. But in Germany, that's another difference. So in Germany, the learning system is not chew and pour and forget, but rather learn, understand, and apply. These are two different ways of learning. So if you don't take your time to learn the language as a child to understand what they are talking about, so the trick for us kids who came at the stage where we were struggling with the German language to begin would be to learn the thing in German in school. You come back home, you read in English, and then you chew the German Begriffe, like the Fachbegriffe, the German keywords.
Yeah.
And then you take it to school. Okay, so this would be like the best way to do things. And then with that, you'd also understand things more. But what I've realized with German kids is, one, that they are trained to always strive to be the highest and always make it as perfect as possible. And if it's a sponge and they have to squeeze it, they will squeeze it and make sure that 90% or 99, no, not 90%, 99% of that liquid in the sponge is squeezed out, okay, is drenched out. But the Ghanaian child, once I get 80%, I'll be like, have I not tried? Clap for yourself. And then you'd be like, well, and then you tell the child, oh, why don't you squeeze more? They'll be like, oh, but my friend only got 75. I've gotten 80. I've done well. No, the German child does not measure themselves according to what somebody else did. And I remember in school, when
Okay.
I get
No, that
an
makes
an
sense.
eins, when I got an A, I would get €5 at home. And that was my motivation, please. I'm getting that €5. Come with me. And my friend didn't get eins in school, and I think she got a zwei. And she was so disappointed. I'm like, kriegst du Ärger zu Hause? I was like, are you getting in trouble at home? She was, nein, it's just your mish. I'm like, that's when I woke up. To be very honest, that is when I woke up, when Marlene told me that she wants the A for herself and not for her parents. Because me, I was doing it for my parents.
Hmm.
That's the truth. But when I realized that she was doing it for herself, and that's why I always say that German kids are trained to be independent, and we are trained to be dependent and bow to our parents for life. Because we are their pension, so they
Oh.
need to make sure that we have that
Okay, that's
bond.
a very interesting comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a very interesting comparison, really, because I really wanted to get the root of that, and that makes sense. So, two people asking here. Someone says, if your child joins you later, like 11 years, I don't know if they mean 11 years after they have the parents have come here, or when the child is 11 years
I
and
think when
doesn't
it's
take part in the
7.
exams, that does that determine the secondary school?
So when your child comes after the years where the child goes to, after the 4th grade, for example, me, I came, and in Ghana, I was in JSS 2. That is grade 8. And in Ghana, I was much younger than my class.
Mm-hmm.
I was the youngest in class. So that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So according to my age, I should have been in JSS 1. But I was in JSS 2. So when I came here, they were like, we need to take her back 1 year
Mm-hmm.
from her usual age, like from her usual class. So that's class 7. They took me to class 6.
Oh.
But that was even much later. So when I came to I came to Germany, I went to the Vorbereitungsklasse. That's the preparation class. So if your child is 11, they might go to the Vorbereitungsklasse. If there's not there, they will take them to a class lower than theirs for them to
Mm.
learn the language and adapt. So that's why they took me to Hauptschule first, for me to even learn the school culture in Germany. The school culture in Germany is very different.
Mm-hmm.
There's no assembly, there's no worship, there's no good afternoon, say. Eh.
Good afternoon, ma. Your lesson
Thanks.
was interesting.
No. Whether your lesson was
Oh my
interesting,
goodness, I
you're
forgot
being
about
paid
all
to
those things.
teach us.
My God.
And the only time you're hearing from me is when I have a question.
I know, right?
Yeah. So that was how the school. So if your child is 11, I came when I was 12. So they'll go to Vorbereitungsklasse. If your place doesn't have a Vorbereitungsklasse, it's likely that they'll be taking a year back for them to learn the language, get used to the German system, and then they go to the next class, or they'll really
Mm.
assess them. So that is the chance for you to see where your child is going. I'll say that your minimum you should aim for is Realschule, because after Realschule, your child can do Fachabi. And that Fachabi is a specified kind of Abitur that you can do a commercial one like business Abitur or scientific one. Like your child can choose a profile into the Abitur that they want to do, and that would show what kind of university they would want to go to. So I'll say aim for Abitur, because sometimes after Hauptschule, you are just tired. You don't even want to do school anymore. For some kids, it takes extra, yeah, because you know that you have to do Realschule and then you still have to do Fachabi. It's long. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said I read that immigrant children go IVK schools in order to integrate properly into the education system. Can you throw more light on that? What's IVK
I mean,
schools?
yes, I don't know.
Simply Audi, please can you answer? What do you mean by IVK schools? Can you throw more light on that before we can go ahead? Hi, Oim.
Okay, so
So
corporate punishment doesn't exist in Ghana. It better not exist too. That's the male goal. And if you do it, two, lie down straight.
oh God,
This
this you're
school
saying is just giving me
has
PTSD. Like I remember clearly my JSS one.
I
I
think
was in
the
a
old
boarding
last
school.
day.
I was in a boarding
If
school. I remember then we would come back from class under the hot scorching sun and we're made to lie down on tap. Oh Jesus. After my mommy came to pick me from my last term, she said, "You know what, Igucha, let's go home.
It's good.
You
It's
are
so
done.
it's
Let's
so cute.
go. You will be a day student from henceforth."
No,
Now that I
like
really think about it.
you know, when I first came to Germany, 2 weeks after I wanted to go back to Ghana. If I had gone back to Ghana that time, I would have gone back to my school, Gadara Academy, and they have whipped me those remember that I was owing. Up to these lashes. Journey unveiled says, Phoebe, how do we connect? I need advice from. Oh, Kelechi, can I say you can email me at info@thephoebeway.de.
Sure,
Info@thephoebeway.de.
sure. Okay, she corrected. She has said international preparatory schools. Simply Audrey has answered.
You said something that is interesting. So I would have been a candidate for the international preparatory school as well. And let me tell you, those ones are not cheap.
Okay.
They are private schools. So I remember my days. They were like, "Oh, this girl is brilliant." Of course, I'm coming with African discipline. Why would I be brilliant? um, so when I came, they were like, "We want her to." We are thinking because after 3 months, they were like, "She has picked up German so well that we think if she stays in a German school, it will be a disservice to her. But we think it would be better for her to be doing German and English. So let's take her to an international school." So I said, okay. And then they brought the information from my parents. My father said something in France. He said, Ayele, Sanko International School, a young boy.
What does that mean, please?
Means he has not been wicked. He wouldn't be wicked for not sending me to that school because a semester was 6,000 euros. And mind you, we are 2 children. And there's no way you can separate me from my brother. So meaning that every year they look at 24K. Because they brought these 2
You going means he has
children.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, the network is at it again. This is crazy.
But I think they don't see it on YouTube. I think
It's playing. I don't know why it's freezing up my end. Can you hear me, Phoebe?
Now I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, somebody says my child is one happy and started Kita too. Okay, that's good.
Can you still hear us somehow? Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps freezing when after a while when you're speaking.
It doesn't freeze though. It doesn't freeze on YouTube. And YouTube is smooth.
Other people can hear. Okay, then that's fine.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
All right, so just continue what you were saying, sir.
Yeah, so the international school, the international preparatory school, from what I know, they are not public schools or schools that are public schools that you don't pay anything. International schools usually are expensive. You pay out of pocket. Sorry, you pay out of pocket.
They're like private schools.
Yes. And they are not cheap.
Okay. I can imagine. I can imagine. Okay. So I guess you've answered her question, right? Simply Audie, I guess your question has been answered, right? Jeremiah is asking, he said he's got a job recently in Frankfurt and currently just waiting for his permit. His first child is 6 years old now. Hold on, I'm having some technical issues here. Okay, can you see the question on my screen?
Yeah, recently got a job in Frankfurt.
Yeah. So he said he recently got a job in Frankfurt. Yeah.
Okay.
His first child is 6 and is estimating that he would be in Germany at 7. Can you just give a summarized direction? So I think we need.
So
with regards to, I mean, what information do you want?
So if I understand you correctly, you want to do family reunion. You want to know how to do it, go about it. So for family reunion, we have videos. I don't know, Kelechi, do you have a video on family reunion?
I should think so, but as a student, but I can do another one. I can do like a regular family reunion. Yeah, I can.
Okay, I have one on family reunion, so you can check my channel. I don't know if you see my channel.
Check Phoebe's page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be somewhere in the community page.
Yes, you can just enter the Phoebe Way family reunification, and I've put all the information out there, step by
Okay,
step.
good.
The document that you need, what they're asking from you. The only difference is that because your child is so small, they will not ask your child to speak German before or learn German before coming. That is one major difference between bringing a child and bringing an adult. And the earlier you bring
Yeah,
your child, the better. The earlier you bring your child,
the
the
better.
better.
I
If you're
think
on
before they are
TikTok and trying to
17 or
reach me, just
18,
DM me, please.
when they are
Just
when they are 18, they have to show C1.
come again.
Okay.
Phoebe, how can one register
Okay.
children in
Someone says, yeah.
primary and secondary school in Germany? That is all the way from Nigeria. Madam, just stop it. Abort mission. The reason why I'm saying abort mission is two things. Your child, according to the German law, okay, children stay where their parents are. So unless you, the parents, are here plus your child, there's no need to start registration all the way from Nigeria. Once your child is in Germany and you have the necessary permits to stay here, your child is not on a tourist visa, automatically, once you go to the rat house, they will even tell you this person is the one in charge for school registration. So once you come to Germany legally and you have your stay and everything, your child also has the right to stay in Germany. Once you go to the city council to register your stay in Germany, they'll give you all the information. They'll even show you schools around you that are available, that have space for your child. Okay, but all the way from Nigeria is not possible. And even now, I'm telling you how it's hard for a child to learn German and everything, and you, the parents, are not there. See, I think Kelechi was going to ask me this question, but let me jump to this. Being an immigrant child in Germany is harder than being an immigrant adult in Germany, and I'm telling you from experience. Okay, I sometimes wish that I had come to Germany after doing my bachelor's, maybe like Kelechi did, and then come to Germany to do my master's and learn German on the way. Because I know I'm a polyglot, I could have done it. Because you have two cultures in your head. You don't know which one to listen to. You don't know which one to belong to. Children are laughing at you because you are different. Somebody like me, who was a gang leader in Ghana, will come to Germany and now I've succumbed because I don't know road. I don't know how to. you understand? It is very tough. It is very, very tough. So if you are not going to be here to hold your child's hand along the way, please leave your child alone. Leave us alone. If you are not ready to hold our hands throughout the journey, leave us alone. Okay? Because there's a lot that goes on here. And because your child has gotten used to it in Ghana, Nigeria, wherever your child is. But when they move here and you, the person that they are used to, you are not here. Do you want your child to have a mental breakdown? Do you want your child to suffer depression? And depression is not a joke. Yeah. And the thing is, the life in Germany, even for you as an adult, is so hard. You have to work, come back from work, 8 hours, you are tired like somebody beats you, okay? You come back, you have to clean your apartment. You have to make yourself something to eat. If you're lucky that you're somebody who can eat food that is frozen or refrigerated, good for you. If not, you have to cook fresh food every day, or you would survive on food from outside, which is full of junk and MSGs. Well, let me not even get into that. But your health is on the line, okay? Because you're not eating properly. You yourself, you are missing home. Then they'll call you that, oh, mommy is sick, she broke her leg. Then you'll be hearing it, you'll be feeling it in your heart. Boom, 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 boom. You can't sleep. You slept only 4 hours. You go to work the next day. And then you're alone, no? But then imagine you have a child who needs your attention. Because it's your child, you will do it. You go the extra mile for your child. But if it's not your child and you sent your child to your sister and you gave your sister the legal guardianship, okay, oh, maybe your sister has a really good heart. Your sister can make big sacrifices for children that are not her own. But living in Germany without your children is hard. But living here as a child without your parents is even harder. I've said what I can say.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so
Hi, Auntie
now
Linda.
let me
Hi,
continue with my question now. Okay, let me continue with my question. So, is there a reason why you think that some African children are often encouraged to pursue vocational training over university education in Germany? So, this is like a two-in-one question. And if there is a reason why, how does this impact the long-term career prospects of African children compared to their German peers?
So, earlier I was telling you that the teachers, when they're analyzing where the child should go, they also consider the child's background. So it is easier for a teacher to tell the child with parents who are from academic background to go to gymnasium because they feel like
Okay,
there'll be that support. And
okay,
because sometimes our parents, because of language barrier in Germany, they are not as vibrant academically as they used to be back home, for example. And as I
mhm,
said, even when it comes to education, there are cultural clashes and cultural shocks, okay? So
yeah,
sometimes our parents are not able to break through the German educational system. And so they are also a bit not up to, oh, where is Kelechi going to? Not up to the standard that they're supposed to be. Okay, guys, I have to wait for a minute because my host has vanished. Okay. Well, she was the one asking the question, so I have to wait for her.
I'm sorry, I'm back now. I'm so
I was
sorry.
just about to call you.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Technical issues. Oh my goodness. So sorry about
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
So sorry.
You remember it
Yeah.
happened to me the other time we're recording too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the teachers consider the child's parents' academic background as well, and it's
Mhm,
evident, when a parent is up to standard when it comes to how the German education system is done, when the parents themselves
mhm,
also went through the German education system in some way, they know what to encourage their children on. They know what to look out for. They know
mhm,
how Hausarbeiten, Klausuren, Klassenarbeit, wie sie geschrieben werden. Und das
mhm,
Kind ist nicht auf sich allein gelassen oder muss sich nicht auf sich
mhm,
verlassen. Your child doesn't have to depend on himself or his friends to know how to run the German school system. Like if you're in Ghana and they say, oh, photosynthesis, every parent knows the definition of photosynthesis.
mhm.
Every African parent can say photosynthesis is the chlorophyll and the what. They will all recite it because they all went through that
They
system.
went through that system,
But
you
Germany,
know.
nobody will tell you to define photosynthesis like that. They will
Yeah.
take us to the lab and tell us to make sure
Mm,
that the green in the leaf disappears.
mm,
And that's my
mm,
father and mother, they don't do it. So when it
mm.
comes to that, it's 1 for 0, 1 for Phoebe, 0 for them. You get it? So
Yeah.
that's just an example of how the differences, show themselves in your child's day-to-day life. So that is one thing. And so there are also kids that the teacher also sees all these deficits and says that, listen, if this child should go higher, they might not make it. And there are kids too that come to school and they are not vocal. They are very
Mm,
shy. And it's because
yeah.
at home, you parents are shouting on them. Michelle again, shut up. Can you calm down? You are killing your child's self-confidence. Allow them to talk. Me like this,
Okay.
you cannot shut me down. My parents got tired of me at some point. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So that is it. And the thing is, if you understand the system, when the teacher says this, you go into the conversation and you also say that. And then you can actually
Mm,
tell the teacher that let's take a bet because I am still
mm,
the parent. It is you who
mm,
has the final say.
okay.
It is you who has the
At the end
final
of the day.
say. Es
Yeah.
heißt Empfehlung, recommendation.
You know.
It is not a must. That's what the teacher says is what is final. 9.
Okay. Okay, good. So speaking of this then, what advice would you give to African parents who are concerned about these issues, but then they still want to like raise their kids in Germany and have them go through the education system and basically assimilate into the system?
So number 1, you cannot give what you don't have. You
Mm,
as the parent, please integrate yourself into the system. Have you heard that they have stopped corporal punishment in Ghana? So If you misbehave, I will beat you. If I meet you then I will use slap. It's all outdated. I'm so happy to tell you people. It is outdated. Get with the program, okay? And another thing is, these cultural things that you parents or some of you parents have in your hearts, close your hearts and minds and eyes to, it is hurting your children. Being culturally open and open-minded will allow you to see, okay, this is done differently. I can adapt this to my life. I always say treat culture as a buffet. Okay, there are parents who will tell you that I don't want my child to go swimming because she'll be half naked. Excuse me, your
Oh.
child is a child. This and kind. Man sieht non Bäuchle, non Bauch. Und dieser runde Bauch. Also, you know how kids have these, your protruding tummies? Leave your child alone. Let them learn the life skills. Don't sit on their potential. What if your child is going to be an athlete tomorrow, but because you said she shouldn't go swimming, you wouldn't know?
Yeah, parents have the way of projecting their insecurities and fears on their kids. Yes.
Exactly. And there are certain things that I also learned, and it's also in Germany. You know how in Ghana, you go to certain schools because these are the rich people's kids' schools, because you want your child to be in a certain social environment for certain connections. Well, in Germany, you can actually apply the same thing. The good things are happening in the gymnasiums, like in the gymnasium. This is where the things are happening. So I went to school. In my class, there was a girl. Her dad was a pilot. There was one. His dad was at HP, like one of the top managers at HP. And I can literally ring him up on Instagram right now if I want to, because he's also going to move to HP as well. So these people that your child will come into connection with, they are in the top schools. It hurts to say, but it is what it is. And these are the children of the academicians, people who went to school, who have also been to university, everything. So if you want to see your child there, and then another thing, when your child is coming to school, how are they dressed? What is in their lunch box? Some kids only eat yogurt. If they mess here, those yogurt children.
But wait, African children eating yogurt, that's new. I'm surprised.
Because yogurt is filling. So instead of the mom to take her time to cut carrots, take her time to give you fruits in your lunch box, because you know German, when you're going to school, your lunch is usually cold. It's a sandwich, basically. Sandwich with some cucumbers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yogurt.
Wow.
There's actually a documentary with this, and I believe it was a Ghanaian mother. Yogurt. And when you see
was there egg in it?
Please, we don't eat yogurt with boiled egg. No. But it was actually, they would be safer giving their kids boiled eggs and carrots than yogurt, in my opinion.
Wow.
But you know, these things, and then when you're going to your children's schools, you're wearing these slides, you know, these Adidas slides with your socks, and you're tying a headscarf. Mommy, please, it's better for you to wear black pants, black top, and wear a simple jacket, and put a little scarf on it, and put on your cute little wig, and not your Afro wig that is bigger than yourself, and you'll be walking around like a lollipop. Stop doing that to us. We are tired.
There's this lady on TikTok. I think her name is Belle Wisdom. She's the Ghanaian, so I think you know her. She does a lot of fashion and food and stuff. So I enjoy watching her when she's going for school, and baby, she doesn't play.
You don't have to play.
I'm like,
you don't have to play.
Let me start taking notes already. No, I love it when I see her get ready to like go pick her kids or drop her kids off at school. Like it's giving what it's supposed to give. And I think because true, eventually you are addressed the way you are dressed, the way your kids are dressed.
And another thing is, as I was talking about the culture, right? There's a reason why Germany is Germany. And it's because of their culture. People, I remember some Africans saying Germany does not have any culture. They have a culture. Just because it's different from yours and it's not as time intensive as yours doesn't mean they don't have a culture. They do have a culture. And you have to see which part of their culture works for them. And I just saw a comment where somebody said they told her child to eat at 1.5 years all by herself. So your child is going to Kita, and in Kita, there are like maybe at least 6, 7 kids to 1 or 2 teachers or 2 carers. You don't expect the carer to be feeding every child the same time as they're doing lunchtime. If not, it means your child will have to eat later. So it would be better for you to pack in things that your child can lead to their mouth. And actually, it also trains their motor skills, you know. If it's a carrot, your child picks it. If it's a cucumber, your child picks it. If it's a boiled egg, if you're Ghanaian, you know, train your child with these things. And actually, people are weaning their kids even from 6, 7 months going with solids, like semi-solid. So the child is feeding themselves, and she's not too young to feed by herself. These things are what I'll tell you, that observe the German system, how things are done. The ones that you see that, oh, this could help me, please adapt to it sharply. The ones that you think is not going to work around it, but not at the detriment of your child's development and progress. Because all this hustling you're hustling is for us children at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And let me, as I'm saying hustling, those houses you have built, you don't do. Those, I will not stop saying this because my own parents were on this table and I broke it. Those houses you are building, people know that you are hardworking. People know that you are forceful, you are blessed. But your legacy are your beautiful children. And if you are saying that because my child is getting kindergarten, because my child is in Germany, they're already being challenged and they're already being supported the way they should be, no, you can do more. So stop sending the money to your brother's children. What I say, I'm not saying don't help, but not at the expense of your children's development. And the children, we see it. There are lots of angry kids, angry African kids on TikTok, diasporan kids, talking about, that the Eltern haben point of view, that the Eltern haben nie Geld für das und das, aber immer für die Tochter der Schwester oder der Freundin der Tochter in Ghana. Wow. It's a reality. It's a reality. So please, some of you, when your child comes for a hug, you don't want to hug your child, but your child sees other kids hugging their parents at kindergarten. And of all the stress, which children will go through stress too, not because you just gave birth to a child in Germany, you think they are living in heaven. We go through stress too. So when your child wants to hug you, take that 2 minutes and hug your child. You won't lose money from it. That child is your priority. I don't even want to say what is on my mouth, on my lips now. Kelechi, please, next question.
All right, thank you. So you spoke about something which is leading me to the next thing, which was like cultural differences, the Germans having their cultures and you as an immigrant having yours. Okay, so I want to ask you stuff relating to like raising these immigrant kids abroad in Germany, with respect to navigating cultural differences in schools over here, right? So the first thing that I would like to know is like, what are the most significant cultural differences that you've noticed in how African children are raised here compared to their German parents?
Auntie Linda, I hope you have left the chat because you're my mother's friend. I don't want you to call me later and say, Phoebe. So represent her friend now. Say, I did not do this to you. Let me tell you, people raise us on fear. And African parents raise their children on fear. Like, you know how even in Ghana or in Africa, you become a Christian because you're afraid of hellfire. And you grow up to understand that you want to become a Christian because God actually loves you. And it's not about being scared of the devil and hellfire. Yeah, I think that summarizes it. So that is one big difference. Fear. German children know the fear. That's why you see them doing backpacking at the age of 17 and 19. That's why you see them saying paragliding. I remember one time we went on a school excursion and we were on this bridge and it was like, sorry, meine Mutter hat nur eine Tochter, deine hat zwei, du kannst gehen. Aber ich, ja, eine Tochter, was soll ich da, was tue ich da drauf? So, so represent her friend now, say, I get not do this to you. Let me tell you, people raise us on fear. My mother has only one daughter. What am I going to play with my life on a wobbly bridge? You can go. Your mother
I
has
beg
to go
you
out.
can
I'll be
go. You
watching.
know, I get like to play with your legs.
Yes, and that my friend, she laughed so much, but I meant it because I was I was taught to play safe. It's these days
Yeah.
that you see me. I think one of my friends, Ellen, mommy, I was like, Ellen, I'll come and visit you. It's like, Phoebe, you're really spontaneous. I'm like, Ellen, I play this safe. Life is for the living. If I want to come to you, I'll come to you. Meanwhile, it's about 4 hours drive. And even Kelechi, I told you, I'll come to Godboss because what am I waiting for? Life is short.
I know, right?
Exactly. So African kids, we are raised on fear and playing it safe. I don't know how
Yeah.
many Africans would be like, I know they fear. How many of us can swim? At my
Oh
big
Lord.
age, yes,
Don't even go there. Even oh
exactly,
my dear. Oh yeah.
exactly. But German kids are way fearless, like more fearless than us. So
Yeah,
that's
risk takers with regards to things like that. Yes.
yes, yes. And then another thing that I noticed, which I said earlier, was that German kids are raised to be independent. They're
Mm-hmm.
encouraged to take their own decisions, which I don't always buy into, but at some points it's you have to prepare them for life. So a child is encouraged, and sometimes I'll be hearing the train, this to eat pizza, or I'm like, my mom will be like, this is what you have at home, you eat it.
Eat what you this rice at home.
Even that is another thing. But on that day, you'll be like, oh mommy, can I eat a plantain? You'll be like, plantain is for tomorrow, we're eating this today. And you didn't have a say as to what happened at home. But as
Mm-hmm.
a German child, you were being involved in decision making, and you learned to
Yeah.
make your decisions independently. I remember, I think
Mm-hmm.
Kelechi, you were 25, right, when you came to Germany, and at that big
24.
age, you were still 24. You were still asking your parents. I think I even talked to you about it. Can I go to Germany? The German child already said, Mama, at 18, Mama is feeling Ausland. And then the parents will be crying, oh my God, bist du schon bereit? Ja, Mama, ich schaff das. Oh mein Gott, aber so ist es halt, ne? Sie ist jetzt groß genug, sie muss ihre eigenen Entscheidungen treffen und. But
It is what it is.
at 24, you are ready to be somebody's wife. And that's
Honestly.
another thing. They pass
Even though
the
they don't,
parenthood to the next man.
you know,
So that is your gap from your parents to your husband. But in Germany, you're your own woman.
you're your own.
You're your own woman. You can make your own decisions, you decide what to do, and all of it. Yeah.
Noise. Great answer. So now still speaking of these differences, how do teachers and schools typically respond to these cultural differences, particularly with regards to learning styles in school, like with regards to teaching these African children, trying to ensure that they are integrated, their attitude, behaviors towards them, and all of that.
So that's why I say that you have to be integrated, or you have to understand the language, because the truth is that the teachers will try to help your child one-on-one. So that's why I was talking about Sprachförderung. So they have the support for your child to learn the language. They would, depending on what the school already has in store. So if it is this Nachhilfe, sorry, they'll even tell you which of the students, the older students, can help your child pick up. So in my case, remember I told you that they took me 2 years back. Okay. So I was in 7B. And when I was, instead of going to 8B, I went to 8C. And 8C was the turbo class. So the turbo class, they learn everything fast. So I was missing a year of math, physics, last, basically a year of everything. The only class I didn't need extra help with was in English. Everywhere. And I was lacking a year. So what the school did that time was they told my parents, for Latin, we can recommend this student. And then I think I was paying €7 per hour those days for Nachhilfe. And I think we did it for a few times. And he basically broke everything down to me and I picked up. So the teachers would tell you what they have in store. But if you do not understand what is going on, how would they tell you? And then also, if they realize that they are not able to reach you, they'll usually call you the aunt because they see your child's well-being as endangered.
Wow.
And it's
Okay.
not every Jugendamt involvement that means your child being taken away from you. But once Jugendamt comes calling, it's time for you to sit up and be open. Because the moment you start, if you don't cooperate, they'll feel like you're hiding more and they will probe.
Hmm.
Okay? If you come to Germany as a parent and you've been through a lot of trauma, this is a plea. I am begging you, please seek psychological help because you are going to do your child a disservice. The parents who shout about everything, you know, there's a difference between our parents shouting in a jolly way, hey, hi, boo. You know, those are different. But if your parents are irritated because they are stressed and they are currently on the storm, on the current,
Hmm.
it's a bad sign. And such a parent, if the teacher says the wrong thing, they will flare up. And that is endangering your child's well-being as well. So, yeah, the teachers normally, on a good day, they have programs they will introduce you to. But if you cannot grasp these offers opportunities, it's going to make life for your
Hmm.
child difficult.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That's fair enough, really. So, personally, like you on your own part, have you ever experienced situations where the education system of Germany didn't seem to understand your background as an African immigrant child? And how were you able to deal with that?
You know, we talked about lasagne last time, where I told you I was reading in class and I said lasagne and they were laughing. But it was more the kids and not the teachers per se. Um, Personally, I think it wasn't that much in school because when I came, I was still young. And the first test I did in Germany made me know that I need to learn the German ways of things to be able to make it in Germany.
Mm,
So I think for me, the wake up call came really quickly before.
okay.
So I didn't, you know, flop. I did the first, I realized the symbols in maths are different. The way they map things here are different. And then, and another thing too is in Germany, even you as a child, you also have to understand the marking scheme. For you to pass,
Yeah.
you have to get more than 50%, and that is the 4. So if a German child says I had a 4, it means he's actually not bad because he had 50% of it right. And that's how they train you to become a perfectionist because don't want to just get
You
a
don't want
mere
to,
pass.
no. Mm-mm.
Yes,
You
because
want to
even your
be
friends
able
like
to
you want to
be
feel,
under that grade.
feel. So yeah, and I think one thing that helped me in Germany is my personality. So the way I am now, that's how I was in school. I was talking blah 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 blah, and it helped. It helped.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think personally, in regular school, no, no.
Okay. Well, but what about outside school? Did you
Outside school, I hear umbrella, but I showed
tell
them
us?
too.
Please give us this. What happened?
I think outside school, you know, my mom used to have a shop. And
Mm-hmm.
in the shop, I was running things. Those who don't know,
Mm.
you see me in the shop, and I was the one doing the cassette, and I
Mm-hmm.
was ready to be interacting with people. So at
Mm-hmm.
17, I said, no, I need a different experience. I'm going to work. And the easiest work to get those days was Burger King and KFC. So I went to Burger King.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it was at Burger King that I told myself I have to go to university. Because that
Okay.
rivalry and bad energy, they were trying to intimidate me. I said, me, I got to say that. What happened?
Can be.
No,
Uh,
no. So I just played it cool for the. I just tried. One thing about me is I'll be quiet to like observe everybody, and then I'll give it to you one on one, one on
mm.
one on one. And by the time I was ready, even that manager, I gave it to him one on one. And then I did my quadruple burger, and I went home. I gave it to, and that is it. Like when you realize that they would want to intimidate you in certain spaces. Yeah,
You
but I
have to
think
stand up
it's
for
a regular
yourself,
thing.
though.
It's a
Yeah, I
regular thing.
think, I think, I think, and I noticed. Well, I think that would be a topic of another day. But I love the fact that African children who came, like you call them, imported African children, they
Mm-hmm.
have a way of standing up for themselves because they already have this background where they're coming from. It's just like there's a force behind them already. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
almost like, yeah, they know how to give, but when they receive bars, they can give both, so to say, in a
Yeah,
foreign place
a
like
cousin
this.
of
Yeah.
mine was telling me she's doing her house building and they were testing it. She was like, I'm just watching them. I said, choose your battles. It's not everybody you just open your mouth. No, no, no. You choose your battles. And I remember I was working at this tankstelle and
Mm,
these people were like always complaining. And that's one thing. I don't know if it's a Swabian trait or it's a German trait. The complaints. They
mm.
are never satisfied, or most of them. I'm Nagan, I'm Meccan. Like, chill. Can you be like grateful for the life you have in a like for a second? But they're always complaining. And even the chef did this, chef did that. I never like played along those lines. So when I was ready to leave, and the reason I was leaving was because I heard that around the airport, because I was living 20 minutes away from the airport, I heard that at the airport there was a robbery that had gone on. Who just sent in my resignation letter? And my boss was like, "Why are you leaving?" I said, "No problem." Again, ich bin Einzeltochter. My mama born only me. I don't
Only
feel
me.
die
We're
for
not,
your on
we're
top
not
your money.
two.
I beg. But I even lost my thought. But in that place, there was so much going on that the best answer to such behavior is silence and the look. And what I would do is, even the customers were sad when I wasn't around because I was going to be playing Afrobeats. And this was 2014, 15. Yes. I played
Wow.
Afrobeats. And when I'm on morning shifts, I'm playing it very loud. So that my first song is Obianto the Coalition. Obianto the Coalition. And my clients would come like, oh, for the Tolemuke, for the Galemuke. I'm like, my music was
You're
on.
feeling it, huh?
Yes, that's what I was getting from the customer. So I stay focused on the customer and the boss. Whatever is happening around me, unless you come to me directly, then I'll show you. But apart
Mm,
from that, there's no need for you to waste your energy and your time. And the thing is, some of us, because we didn't grow up here immediately, we are afraid of some things, but also don't know enough to be afraid of certain things as well. That's why you feel like we are bold. Because sometimes when we
mm.
realize we don't have much to lose, so
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
All right. Interesting. Okay. So, how do you think African parents and communities in general, and when I say communities, I mean immigrant communities as well, um, can help to better prepare their children to thrive in the German school environment?
So the communities, I think every country has their own association that they have registered. The Nigerians have theirs, the Ghanaians have this, and they even have groups and everything. I think instead of always celebrating Ghana Friendship Day and Nigerian Friendship, those dues that your members are paying,
Mm-hmm.
use that money to pay for Nachhilfelehrer. Use that money to pay for Hausaufgabenbetreuung. Use that money to pay for shows or something that, in as much as the kids will have they have their culture like displayed to them and they'll imbibe the culture and everything, but also help them to find their feet in this country.
Mm.
I think this would be nicer to see, that they'll have more workshops with these kids and all that.
Okay. Interesting. So, the last for this entire segment would be your do you have any specific tips for African parents to help maintain cultural identity while trying to adapt to the German system?
Yes. Thank you very much
Okay.
for this.
Thank you for that question.
All of you, stay true to yourselves.
Okay.
No, I say this because there's no need telling your child Africa is the best, Africa is the best, Africa is the best. But you, as an African, you are living a lie.
Hmm.
Because we kids, we watch, okay? We watch what you parents are doing. So stay true to yourselves, and you, the parents, also be ready to unlearn and relearn. As I said, what helps in the German culture, you can adapt it or adapt it into your life. What helps in the Ghanaian culture or the Nigerian culture, the Togolese culture, whatever culture, you can take that and add to your life as well. But let your child know that culture is to serve you and not you to kill yourself and serve the culture. Slavery and all those things are over. And you cannot be a slave to a culture that is not making the best out, like giving you the best out of life. So, yes, favor. So, culture is good, but it doesn't have to be a do or die affair. Okay, so that's definitely one thing. And one gift that my mom gave me was that she made me know that I am a priority. And she told me I am a priority. And she didn't just say I'm a priority, I could see that I'm a priority. So I was being listened to, I've been heard, and whatever I would say, Mom, I learned this new thing. She would look at it and say that, hey, you children of today, let me try it out. If it's a new recipe that I bring, she will try it out. And I remember there was meat pie. My meat pie is one of the best.
Okay.
But I saw the recipe. My dear, I saw the recipe online. My mom was like, oh, this is your internet recipes. I said, Mom, eat it. It's not better than yours. She said, I said, it's not better than talk. Say it. So if we are bringing in new ways of doing things, but maintaining the core of what our culture is supposed to, because culture is supposed to serve, it's supposed to make us better, it's supposed to make our lives easier. And if it's doing that, then please explore your children's perspective as well. Because if you shut down and you are always the one who is right, it's not going to happen. These days, we are the ones with the phones, so not you. We are the ones with the phones and the technology.
Interesting. So, in a nutshell, generally, parents should just try to be, first off, integrated in the system. I mean, that's like the core of everything, because you wouldn't even understand what's going on unless you're properly integrated in the system. And then, of course, try to find time, if I'm not even trying to ensure to make out time for your kids, because at the end of the day, why did you have them if you wouldn't have time for them, if you wouldn't make out time for them? So ensure to make out as much time as possible to pay attention. There's something I mean, it pops up once in a while on social media. Do I see all these small posts, and they're like, your children actually, they look at you, they observe you, they actually know when you're paying attention to them. Like when they come to you, you drop your phone and look them in the eye. Let them know that, okay, you have all my attention at this point. What do you want? And like you said, even when they come into, want to lean in for a hug, just give it to them, because even at the end of the day, they won't be in your house forever. By 18, most of them are scampering to leave and look for freedom and everything. So yeah, it's been such an interesting session with you, Phoebe. It's been amazing. Like I'm at a loss of words right now, but you always have the tea. So thank you so much for being a part of this. It was almost an hour and 30 minutes. My God, that was a long one. So I really hope that everybody who joined this live and who would eventually watch the replay would have as much answers to their burning questions that they either ask publicly or that they have in their hearts or their minds. And if you have any more questions as well, ensure to drop them under this video, and Phoebe will definitely be reading and she would respond to anyone that is directed at her. Don't forget to follow her channel at The Phoebe Way. And if you have any immigration related questions, she's your girl. Just write her an email over there, and she's gonna sort you out.
And we always thought Germany is number one, but now Germany is no more number one. Switzerland is number one. I put a video up.
I saw that video that you posted. I'm going to watch it. I was like,
I have
what
a new
happened?
video on my channel comparing Switzerland, Germany,
and Germany. That's a very interesting comparison. I'm going to watch it, because it'd be like,
go watch the new video as well.
It looks like it's time to relocate, but let's see. Let me see from your eye.
The first big move. So Switzerland is just over the border.
But really, if I have to go to any country, like maybe Switzerland tomorrow, I'll just go there and sit down for like 1 month, 2 months. I'm like,
That
I
country
feel
is
like,
sweet, but
is
expensive,
it
eh?
giving what it's supposed to give? And then,
It
but anyway,
is.
yeah, of
It is.
course, it is. Everybody that has gone to Switzerland says how expensive it is. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they pay as much as the cost of living. I mean, it is a balance, just like in Denmark as well. It's
Yeah.
higher, but then they also pay
Yeah.
as much as is needed.
Mhm.
But yeah, guys, thank you once more for being a part of this. And
Yeah.
we are going to be live on Phoebe's channel in the next couple of weeks or days. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but we're going to announce that as well.
Yes.
And we would see us there. We'll see us, visit us. And check get the point. All right, guys. So take care of yourselves and be good. Thank you, Favor. Favor said you're doing so well. Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Have a good night and be good.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So let me end this and talk to the guys on TikTok.
Yeah. Leave.